So, guys, there is outrage in the Caribbean diaspora in New York and different places in the US because Trump has just stated something that has caused serious outrage among Caribbean activists, Caribbean immigration lawyers. What is happening is that the new administration has proposed that the US immigration raid churches, schools, and hospitals to remove any illegal or Caribbean illegal immigrants, whatever you want to say. But that's the situation right now. So let's get into this quickly.
Policy that
And
prevents ICE agents from arresting people at churches, schools, and hospitals is expected to change. Sources tell NBC News that President-elect Donald Trump plans to scrap it on his first day in office. The policy was put in place in 2011. It's meant to help avoid alarm in public places. There are certain circumstances when arrests, interviews, and searches are allowed in those so-called sensitive places. And if there's national security or a terror issue, if they're trying to arrest a felon, because someone's considered dangerous, or if there's imminent risk of death or physical harm or concern that evidence could be destroyed. And even under those circumstances, agents have to get approval from supervisors. A policy change could mean we would never see a time when people would seek deportation protection and stay in sensitive places like a church.
it says outrage alarm over proposed US immigration raids at churches, schools, and hospitals. Apparently, the immigration advocates in New York are expressing outrage and alarm over proposed plans by the incoming Trump administration to revoke a United States federal policy that has restricted immigration and customs enforcement agents from arresting Caribbean and other immigrants at or near sensitive locations such as houses of worship, schools, hospitals without prior approval from supervisors. So there is a federal policy that has restricted ICE. Those are the ones that goes out and raids and remove illegal immigrants. And the policy was that they would not remove people from sensitive locations because if you're having a worship in the church, here's police and just bursting in, taking you out. It's kind of it's a sensitive situation. Schools too, because children could be traumatized. They don't know what's going on. People with guns come in, blah blah blah. Hospitals the same. And so there was a policy that you cannot remove anyone from these institutions without the approval or prior approval. People must know that it's going to be done, or else it could not have been done. However, there is a proposed plan by the Trump administration to revoke that policy. So you could be worshiping in the house of the Lord. In comes the guns, take you out on a plane back to the Caribbean. So on Wednesday, immigration advocates said it believe Trump is expected to repeal this policy as early as his first day in office on January 20th, alongside a series of other immigration policy changes set to be implemented. I understand that there are a number of Caribbean nationals who have already self deported to various islands. They don't have their papers, they are illegal, and I understand a good number have already self deported to various islands across the Caribbean. I'm trying to get the numbers so that I can bring another video for you. Cruelty, not public safety or security, is Trump objective. This is according to Hawade, president of the chief executive office of the New York Immigration Coalition, an umbrella policy and advocacy organization that represents over 200 immigrant and refugee rights groups throughout New York. By directing attacks on immigrants to sensitive locations like schools, churches, and hospitals, he shows a callous disregard for vulnerable children and the public safety of every New Yorker. Added Adwa, leader of one of the largest and most diverse newcomer populations in the United States. Now, moreover, he said that this policy change will have a chilling impact on immigrant families who may fear sending their children to school or accessing the services they are entitled to and need to keep their families healthy. Now, the thing is, a lot of persons have been saying, look, if you're illegal in my country and the government wants to kick you out, they have a right to do so. A lot of persons have been advocating that. They are saying also, if one member of the family is legal and the others are illegal, well, the illegal ones can go, the legal one can stay. What if the legal one is a child of 10 years old, 12 years old? How is that going to operate? Well, according to Tom Honan, who is Trump's board everybody can leave so that there won't be any problems. Targeting immigrants for arrest and deportation is destructive and diverts resources away from initiatives that actually promote safety and well-being, as was said. New York must meet this moment by refusing to participate in ICE's cruel political immigration agenda, politicized agenda. The thing is, the New York mayor, Eric Adams, has already sided basically with the Trump administration and as a matter of fact has started to deport illegal immigrants from New York closing down centers and stuff like that where they used to be housed. So I'm not sure how far this will go, but putting it out there as in letting the public know is a good thing. But New York has already started taking steps to remove illegal immigrants. If you are illegal, they're saying they're going to remove you. It's more urgent than ever for New York to pass the New York for All Act to ensure that all residents can live without fear, he added. We urge Governor Kathy Hochul and other state elected leaders to take action to protect immigrant families and defend the values that make New York a beacon of hope and opportunity. There is something that comes up that says, why is it that if you are illegal, you're having so much of a problem leaving the country? You came in there illegally. You came in there legally, maybe on a normal tourist visa. They gave you 6 months. You overshoot that. You decide to stay in New York. You never got papers. You never looked for anything that could give you a green card or such. But you are living off the system. You are illegal. People are saying, why does people have issues with that? If a country wants to clean up illegal immigrants, take them out. Others are saying you can't just remove them because they're helping to build the country. There's so much discussion surrounding it. But leave your comments in the section below. Others said the New York for All Act would prohibit state and local officers from enforcing federal immigration laws, funneling people into ICE custody, and sharing sensitive information with federal immigration authorities. He said the act would also ensure that the Caribbean and other immigrants in custody are informed of their rights before being interviewed by ICE. Okay? Now, this individual, Natalia, deputy director of Make the Road New York, another immigrant advocacy group with over 28,000 members, also told CMC that the details emerging on Wednesday from the incoming Trump administration are horrifying, but sadly not all surprising. We know that Trump and his allies intend to carry out the devastating policy that will irreparably harm our communities, separate families, and traumatize people just trying to go about their lives, she said. That is why it is more important than ever for our local and state officials to step up and take real concrete actions to protect our communities, such as passing the New York for All Act that will further strengthen the protections of immigrant New Yorkers when it comes to immigration enforcement, she added. This thing is a very dicey situation. Where do we draw the balance between illegal immigrants, people trying to make a way for themselves? I mean, um, naturalized, and you can also be sent out. Where do we draw the balance? Do we allow the country to be overrun by illegal immigrants, or do we strike a balance and say, look, this percentage will leave, this percentage we're giving you a chance to get your papers in order? But that may also mean that those in power are breaking the law, because if you're illegal, they have a right to remove you. So there's this balancing act that has to be done, but all these organizations are basically advocacy group. Not sure if what is being said will take into consideration. Everyone should be able to go to church and school without fearing that they will never see their loved ones again. This again is a statement of fear into people and causing hysteria for nothing. Because yes, people can go to church, people should go to school without fearing that they will never see their loved ones again. We understand that. But if you are illegal, what does the government do? So we understand that, but what does it do? Nothing that Governor Hochul has said that she intends to unveil policies in the next few weeks that protect families in New York. We'll hold her accountable to delivering for New York immigrant communities, she said, and instead of cozying up to Trump administration and meeting with incoming Board Czar Tom Homan, Mayor Eric Adams needs to uphold New York City existing laws that defend immigrants and create additional protection. So during a press conference early this month, Adams, who is battling bribery and fraud charges in a federal corruption investigation, said that under Biden administration, he is willing to collaborate with Trump officials on deportation policies. People are saying that Adams may want to protect himself. He may want to get some kind of pardon, some easy way out of this case that's over his head. And so he's cooperating with the Trump administration. This is a serious one. It's a balancing act. How do you stop it? How do you get around it? Well, Trump has already said that he's made up his mind. He's doing what he has to do to protect the United States of America. He says America first. All illegal immigrants must go. Some countries are refusing to take back immigrants, and we're hearing about third countries to take these immigrants. It's such a mess. But guys, if you have families in America, see what's happening, because you may have to host them at your home one of these days permanently. Take care, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the section below. If you don't comment, if you don't share, if you don't like, YouTube is not going to push these videos up into the suggested videos and on the YouTube homepage, so more persons can join this community that you're loving so much. Thanks for all the subscribers that have joined lately. We appreciate you sharing the videos and commenting on the videos. That's what you're supposed to be doing as we continue to build this community of knowledge and power. Thanks for joining us, guys.